Hey guys, it's Ike, and welcome back to another edition of Bad Ramblings, the series where I ramble on badly. In this video, we are going to be talking about a Yuri manga called Beauty and the Beast Girl by Neji. And for Neji, I think they are the same person who made Vacation Mao to Pet, which is on my top 5 list Yuri of December, and you can totally check that out in the corner of this video. Anyways, a little bit of a backstory before I get started. I remember seeing this on the Amazon store, and for some reason, when I saw the cover, I thought this was a mermaid's tale, so I thought it was a mermaid. And I was thinking to myself, that's really weird. Then I read the summary, and I was like, oh, there's a blind girl in here. You know what? I got a soft heart for blind girls. Let me go buy it. And then I had absolutely no context of whatever happened next. So when this came to me, it was pretty much a blind read. I had no idea what it was. I couldn't even remember who was the mangaka. So yeah, this was pretty much a blind, I just realized I'm saying blind read in a story about a blind girl. Anyways. So what is Beauty and the Beast Girl about? Let me read to you the summary in the back of the book. A lonely monster dwelling in seclusion in the forest wishes she could live among humans despite her frightening appearance. Everything changes when she meets a blind human girl who loves the story her mysterious forest friend tells her. As the monster and the girl grow closer in their secluded world, their love proves that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Alright, hold on, whoever decided to write that summary. How dare you? Don't need to be so insensitive. So here's my spoiler-free review for this manga. It is a decent read, however, it's plagued by a handful of cliches. For me personally, I would tell you to give it at least 2 to 3 chapters a chance before deciding to invest your money into it. And, you know, if you like the story and such, you know, just consider supporting the author. Other than that, I do find the art to be very enjoyable, and it is one of its strong points, and one of the reasons why I continued reading it in the first place. I mean, other than the fact that I already pre-ordered it without any knowledge, and I was like, might as well read it, but you know. Anyways, this is the point where I would tell you to read the manga before continuing on with this video, because we are about to head into the spoiler arena. And I am going to be spoiling the entire thing in this manga. It is still ongoing, but I am just going to talk about this manga like it's just one book. If you guys have been enjoying these bad ramblings, remember to leave a like and a comment down below. It helps my videos out tremendously, and I love talking to you guys. To which I will now quote one of my favorite comments from the previous bad ramblings. Love the rambling Ike. Also, this manga has been amazing. It's very unique and brings a freshness to the genre after the monstrosity of NTR. And, of course, Citrus is okay. Overdrive understands. Citrus is an average piece. So I enjoyed the first chapter of Beauty and the Beast Girl. It's a simple introduction. It introduces us to the monster and gives us a little bit of a backstory on what she did to a certain village and why she's living alone by herself. Then we meet up with the blind girl, Lily, whose last name is also blind. I honestly don't understand why their last name is blind, but you know what? So consider that this is your family name. You should have expected it, Lily. So the monster girl meets up with Lily, and she figures that because Lily is blind, she wouldn't be able to see the monster girl and what she looks like, so she wouldn't be afraid of her. And so because of that, she ends up lying to her about being a traveler, and she starts telling all these fake stories in order to trick her of sort. And I like the dilemma that the monster girl was going through. To which, by the way, Lily named her Heath. So the monster girl, or Heath, is going through this dilemma where she's like, oh no, I'm lying to her and it makes me feel shitty, but at the same time, this is the first time I've had an interaction with someone who isn't afraid of me. So it's she's like teetering on that fence on whether she should say the truth or she should keep the lie, because she's been lonely for so long that, you know, having company it's a good thing. He falls in love with her because of course she does, you know. I forgot to put this in, but as Heath was falling in love with Lily, Lily is telling her about the condition that she has where she went blind at 5 years old. The reason to that is because her mom inhaled a lot of smoke because there was this monster that came and burned down the village. And because of that, she went blind at the age of 5. And Heath is over here thinking like, oh shit, I was the one who burned down that village, and she's feeling all guilty and shit. And so it got to the point where she's like, I'm gonna confess everything to her, and whether she wants to kill me or not, then I'm totally okay with that, because it was my fault that she's blind in the first place. You know, gotta be the good guy, even though you burned down the entire village. But you know, you had a good reason to burn down the village. And so Heath confesses everything to Lily, including her declaration of love, because she thought that Lily said that she is going to be leaving, and, you know, it's now or never. And while I was reading that part, I'm over here thinking to myself, oh, Lily, please don't tell me that you knew about it all along, or please don't say that. And guess what? She says it. She's like, I knew it all along. I knew you were lying, but you sounded very scared, so I decided to just play along with it. And I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. And then Lily's over here like, I know that you burned down my village and all, but I wasn't there. I was just in my mother's womb. It's okay. You need to stop torturing yourself over this crime that you did. I love you as well. He was going through this phase where like, I'm an ugly monster, how could you love me? And she's like, I'm blind, you fucking idiot. You think I know what you look like? And since the both of them love each other, they start dating and they do a lot of cheesy romantic things. But the one thing that I was hoping, consider that Lily is blind, and I just have a soft spot for this. BT dubs. She's blind, and her name is Lily Katawa Shoujo. Hello? Anyways, one of the things I really like when they put in blind girls in romance stories is when they're like, hey, let me touch your face. I want to see I want to see what it looks like. And I really like that when Lily goes, she's like, you know, she starts touching all of the fucking parts of Heath, and she's very excited, you know, like, oh, you have a horn, that's a, you know, you got nice fluffy ears, wow, you even have a tail. I really enjoyed that scene. That's a very nice scene. So while they're going through their little lovey-dovey phase, I remember that Lily said to Heath that her family is rich, and it got to my head again, and I'm thinking, I swear to Christ, if her family comes for her and they start doing this whole, like, you know, we don't agree with you being with this monster, or at least they're saying it's a Heath, you know, we don't like you being with our daughter, you're an ugly monster, and you've also destroyed the village that we were in. And so I was like, man, I hope they don't do that. And then they did. A fucking bodyguard / ninja came and fucking whacked Heath on the head and took Lily by force. And once we get to like this third part of this manga, that's when like just fucking cliches are just being blown out of the fucking ocean. I forgot to mention this, but everybody in this manga, almost everybody in this manga, is very civilized. Like a problem occurs and everybody just gets it solved by talking to each other. Honestly, it's pretty fucking good, although it's a little weird for me, consider that a lot of mangas and just romance stories, or just stories overall with drama and problems and shit, you know, people usually take it over their head and they just causes more trouble, or, you know, they just won't communicate with each other. So it's really weird to have this manga where people are just talking to each other and they just come to an agreement. So after Lily is forced back into the mansion, she goes to this one maid and she's like, how do I get out of this castle? And the maid's like, oh, over here, we have a secret passage right here. And I'm like, wow, dude, that's the easiest getaway I've ever seen. Like, usually the family would be a little bit more stricter, you know, like, no, I can't let you leave, you can't go back to that monster kind of thing. But no, it's like, yeah, sure, here, let me show you the exit. So Lily gets out of the castle and she just starts saying like, Heath, where are you? I'm here. And of course, since Heath has super hearing, she just hears where Lily is and she goes to her and they're reunited. Like literally that problem that just occurred got solved. They were reunited again. And so Heath is like, all right, let me take you back to where you were like 5 minutes ago. But Lily's like, no, my family is coming after you, somewhere around that line. You need to go and talk to my dad. and so they just take, I just feel like they just skipped like a bunch of fucking levels and they just went straight to the boss. Heath meets up with the dad and the dad goes and say, Lily, me and her need to have a little talk. You go out there and, you know, fucking be by your lonesome self, you fucking blind girl. And so Heath and the dad have a talk where the dad is like, what if I told you you need to kill yourself? And Heath is like, I can't do that. I love Lily and she loves me. She would be sad if I killed myself. So the dad is like, I understand your answer. All right, let me tell you about her mom. So he starts talking about her mom and about even though why this monster fucking burned down the village, the mom is like, she must have had a good reason, you know, monsters, she wouldn't just go and randomly burn down a village because she's an asshole. She must have had a really good reason about that. We shouldn't be angry about her burning down our house and stuff, maybe even killing other people who got caught in the flames. We shouldn't be mad about that. We should just let it go. And so the dad just lets Heath go, like, you were a monster once, but I see you've changed. Okay. Heath just goes back to being with Lily again, while the maid that led her to the exit saw Heath and is like, I certainly remember her. You know, she was the one who burned down the village. And I guess they live happily ever after, except that it's still kind of an ongoing series, but yeah, they live happily ever after. And the maid and the dads are having a talk and shit. The dad's like, she's the first since my wife and my daughter who isn't afraid of me. So were you using an intimidation tactic or were you just using your face? Like, my face is very scary and a lot of people were intimidated by it, but this monster girl who burned down my village isn't intimidated by me. Well, yeah, no shit, she can breathe fire. I don't really want to talk much about the romantic part with Lily and Heath because, again, they are super cheesy, and I'm gonna be swimming in fondue if I keep on reading it or even talk about it. Also, I like the fact that the family is like, you know what? They both love each other, so might as well just not get in their way. And I've been thinking about this because, you know what? She burned down the village and because of that caused Lily to be blind at the age of 5. But she was still in the womb. So how old is Heath? How old is this monster? What's the lifespan of said monster? We don't really get like any backstory about who Heath is, although I feel like it might have some kind of backstory. Consider it's still an ongoing series and I haven't read any chapters after this. I did skim through a couple of the newer chapters, but I just felt like it wasn't going anywhere. But you know, that's just me. Overall, it's a peculiar read because of what I said about how everybody is civilized and things just get solved just by talking. And when it comes to mangas and just, you know, stories in general, like just having a talk, it's kind of boring. You know, you gotta dramatize it, you gotta make it more exciting. So just having everything solved by talking kind of feels anticlimactic. Like, I understand. I felt like there was going to be some fight scene. I thought it was going to be a fight scene with Heath just, you know, taking on the dad or or that fucking ninja that just appeared for like for like a couple scenes. One scene. I still enjoyed it either way, mainly because I have a very low expectation. Anyways, if I have anything else to say, I'll write it in my blog, which you can check out in the description down below, or just go to ikrut.com. Thank you guys for watching this. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I've got my social media. Check me out on my Twitter, my Instagram. Got my Discord as well if you want to come on there and hang out with me and some other cool individuals. I also have my Patreon if you have been enjoying my content and you want to support me financially for just $1 a month. It would help me out tremendously, and you know, it's a really good moral boost for me. Moral boost? I don't think that's what I should be saying. Other than that, thank you guys for sticking around, and I'll see you guys in the next video.